Hello and good afternoon. It is a pleasure to be able to virtually join Justin at this TEDx conference. We are so honored to be able to share information about the Beautiful Nation Project. And as I'm sure Justin explained, we are a team. And that is one of the things that makes Beautiful successful tool for our experience, resources, and skills together. So I'm going to share with you one of the pieces of the project I bring to the table. That is my experience working with our sponsored nonprofit Reach the World. Asked the question in 2003, just how do young students learn to draw an accurate map of the world? Now, there were multiple reasons for asking this question. And also funders, sponsor, support, and education project, teachers included, want to know what you're doing is king. Give tools for measuring, quantifying longitudes on changes in attitudes and beliefs, measuring self-efficacy. Other things are proven through project surveys, but in anecdotal ways. So this is a research project that will turn in partnership with the National Geographic Education Teachers College as a way to measure how young students learn to draw an accurate map of the world. The prompt was given to hundreds of students. Draw your map of the world and put in all the places that you know. And then we created a rubric for coding these maps, and we had no idea what we were going to find. But in fact, we identified were 6 cognitive stages that all young students seem to go through when learning to draw an accurate map of the world. Now, when I say cognitive stages, what that means is that improved geography that relies on social relationship, nesting, and then also interpersonal skills. So our maps of the world are a reflection of not just what we understand about the world, what we've learned in a contextual environment, through media, through stories, but also how we see ourselves in the world, our sense of placement in the world, identifying yourself as a global citizen, and also having self-efficacy, believing that you are part of the greater world beyond the family or the community that you interact with on a physical level every day. So all of our students around the world participate in this mapping activity guided by their teacher. And I wouldn't believe it if I hadn't seen it myself time and time again. I've done this activity with students in India. Obviously, there are different methodologies for teaching geographic literacy, and we do see some changes in the way students begin drawing their maps of the world based on that. Some, for example, have had more literacy emphasis, whereas other students may have more rote memorization, and so maps will look a little different. But nevertheless, every single time I've done this activity, even with our educators, we group our maps into these 6 cognitive stages, and that gives us a benchmark for moving forward in terms of our instruction, and it also helps the teachers to gauge their success. Now, there are a lot of interesting tools out there today, real-time assessments. If classrooms had a one-to-one match with tablets and technologies, we could actually see these maps being drawn in real time, assess them, and give educators their levels back. Currently, the majority of our classrooms are doing this on paper, and Justin has some of the maps that I recently was given. I didn't collect them. I took photographs in the classroom. These are from students in Panama City at the Jose Sosa Elementary School. These are 6th grade students, 5th and 6th grade students, given the same prompt: draw your map of the world, put in all the places you know. What's interesting when you look at these maps, and you'll see that what defines an accurate map of the world is also still very, well, in my idea, limited. There are very different ways that these students drew their maps of the world. And some of the students don't really have an accurate map of the world, but they show incredible intercultural awareness, drawing the flags of the United States and Panama, showing a unity of hands holding hands. One student actually drew an image that looks like a Google Map image, that it's an aerial view from a bird. So when we think about what geographic literacy means, what I often say to educators is what we are going for is that when you read the news, when you meet someone from another country, that you are able to conjure up that mental map in your mind that includes longitude and latitude to the degree that you would understand the client, the topography, and the culture or socioeconomic and political boundaries that are currently defining that country, so that you can understand the context of the news that you're reading, and then measure that past news and news that comes from other places in the world, so that you can start to think about global challenges and global solutions. And I think that those are the type of critical thinking skills that are not just useful for us today, but will absolutely be the key to our students becoming the world leaders that we are depending on them to be, and coming up with those long-term solutions for some of the challenges that come from living in a global society that shares goods, sources, cultures across boundaries. So thank you again so much for your time. You can learn more about the research of Reach the World. We designed a geography game that is based on spatial relationship, and it's called Geo Games. You'll find it on the donation website. I'll share you the survey, and certainly join that work and send questions anytime. I will pass over the mic. Thank you again for your time. I am in San Diego now. I may have mentioned that at the beginning. Ready to join and continue to make their passage to Hawaii from Panama. The Mount Everest sales, I'm going to go down the Caribbean chain next 3 months. Soon for more.